Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And this should worry just about everyone because of the implications of what it means to not just the construction industry, but the economy as a whole, what it means for housing, what it means for renters as well as buyers, what it means for just about anything. Because the construction industry is really the heart of the economy. It's a bellwether in terms of how well the economy is doing or how badly it's doing. It's also indicative of other matters such as taxes, interest rates, things like that. But ultimately, of course, is also the employment issues that come with it. And so everyone, and I mean literally everyone, must understand how the bad news is coming. Because house building in Scotland is dead. It's absolute in the direst of straits. And this has so many knock-on effects across the entire economy. And it will take a long time to pick up again. It's something that is addressable, but it's a long-term addressable. But it comes shortly after, of course, the SNP cut 200 million off the housing budget, which means it's another sort of knife in the back to the construction industry. So we'll take a look at this because it really is the very heart of everything that goes on. And when the heart of dies, when the heart of the economy dies, everything dies. Let's take a look at how bad it is now with house building. Here goes. House building in Scotland slumps to its lowest level since Thatcher was in power. So you're talking around 35 years. Now, when you have a sluggish house building industry, several things happen. For the construction industry, they have a lot of houses, that are half built, but they've got all this capital locked in them. They need that capital to move. And of course, when you've got a limited build number of houses, it means with an ever-increasing population that the houses that do exist go up in value because nobody can afford them. They become rarity. They're more expensive, which means fewer people can afford to buy them, which means the ones you do sell, these people have a higher mortgage, which means they have less disposable income, which means all the places they'd normally spend money aren't getting as much. You've got the actual the tradesmen. They are not getting paid. They have not enough work to keep the tradesmen going. A lot of them will disappear to England, for example. So that's taxes lost, but also money out of the local economy lost as the tradespeople spend money. You're getting a loss of skills with it. You're going to get the likes of B&Q and Homebase aren't getting the money because nobody's moving. The whole of the entire housing market slows, and so there's money lost everywhere. Everywhere. It is so important to have a lot of houses being built, keeping the people who are building them employed and keeping the whole economy ticking over. And yet that's not happening. It's not happening at all. So the SNP and the Green MPs recently voted through a £196 million cut to the housing budget, despite many Scots struggling to find affordable accommodation. And if you truly want to make houses affordable, you build lots of them. And I mean lots. You want to build until you've got more houses than you need for people that are currently on the waiting list. That way, the house prices will fall. Not substantially, but enough to maybe bring them into line where they're affordable for more people. That's the whole point. Shock figures have revealed Housing Association new build starts have slumped to their lowest level since Margaret Thatcher was in power. The number of new homes started and completed has also fallen as desperate Scots struggle to get on the housing ladder. The SNP-led government has been widely criticised for slashing nearly 200 million from the affordable housing budget in their last budget. And so therefore these people who were struggling to get on the housing ladder will now see it go even further away because of the shortage of housing. The prices will rise, the market rates will rise, and even affordables, which are done on cost plus, usually plus 10%, based on what the affordability range is at the price at the time, that affordability will crawl up as well. This is really bad news for everyone. The cuts come at a time when young people are paying crippling private rents due to a shortage of properties to buy. That's right. If you can't buy and you have to rent, and you're the sort that can afford to rent, you're taking all the good properties away, because then there's fewer properties left for all the people who can't afford. They're looking, you know, the ones who can afford. It's always the ones who can afford that will get. Put it that way. But as the supply dries up, then what's left becomes more and more expensive. It's supply and demand 101. This government doesn't understand it. And then at a time of low house building, they cut the budget. You couldn't make it up. Anyway, the horror stats released today show the decline in house building across private and social sectors. Around 2,701 fewer homes were completed across all sectors in 2023 compared to the previous year. It's an 11% decline. The figures also show 5,009 fewer homes were started, a 24% fall compared to 12 months ago. Now, they're not going to start them because they know they're not going to be able to finish them or sell them. And so don't tie up your capital into a building that's just going to sit there. The 12,752 private sector starts amount to the lowest level since 2020, and housing association new build starts were the smallest since 1988. In relation to the Affordable Housing Supply Programme, there was a 5% decrease in approvals and a 20% fall in starts. This is appallingly bad. And as someone who I've worked in, and regular viewers will know, I've worked in the construction industry virtually my whole life. I've been in the accounts side of it. We knew planning, accounts, forward planning, budgeting. We would go in and we'd work out how much to buy the land for based on what we thought we could sell for. Then we'd increase the density here, and so forth. Everything. We worked out cash flow. We knew almost to the cost of a brick how much every house would cost. We knew when we could sell this one, how much we'd make on that, what the commission was. All this. We were flying. And we were building so fast and so many. This, we would have gone bankrupt. We would have literally had all our money tied up in property. We wouldn't have had the cash flow. This is appallingly bad. But like I say, it's bad as well for the bigger economy because of all the other things that aren't going and being spent and the money flowing around. It's bad. Anyway, Housing Minister Paul McLennan said Scotland has delivered more than 128,000 affordable homes since April 2007. Over 70% with a social rent. Well, that's very good and that's fine, and that's in the past. 17 years ago you're talking. We're talking today. You are building the fewest number of houses today for people who are here today, not people who were around looking for a house in 2007. Some of them weren't even born. There's no doubt that inflation, supply chain issues and labour shortages linked to Brexit. Oh, fuck off with Brexit. So if you've got labour shortages, it's because Scots have left Scotland. Nothing to do with Brexit. Tell me, how many Polish bricklayers left Britain because of Brexit? I'll give you a clue. Negative numbers. More came in than left. We'll continue to work with local authorities, housing associations to increase the delivery of more affordable homes. No, you won't. You've cut the budget, you lying two-faced toad. How can you deliver more when you got 200 million knocked off your budget? These people just open their mouths and let their shit flow out like a river of it. And it's a torrent of shit that comes out of them. They're full of it. We're going to build more. Not with a cut budget. Not with 200 million less, you're not. They haven't got a clue. Take it from someone who knows. You are in big trouble if these are your numbers. I'm coming up. To any SNP voters who happen to be hate watching me at the moment, please understand that I'm not wrong. I know exactly whereof I speak. I've been in the game long enough. 35, nearly 40 years. Different builders, different jobs, different parts of the industry. Construction, my whole life. In accounts. In different aspects. We see it all the time. And when McLennan is sitting there telling you, oh, we're going to build more, but we've got a £200 million cut to our budget, even your average SNP voter has got to see that that's complete bullshit. You cannot build more with a reduced budget. And the builders aren't going to put their own money in. They've got it all tied up in houses they can't sell. They haven't got any cash. The cash flow's all linked to selling the homes. And if you ain't building them because no one's buying them, it's going to be bad. And you think it's bad now. Just you wait. 2028, Scotland's entire house building industry will fail. And it will fail big. It's going to go, and we've covered this in past, because of heat pumps. And it will die on its arse in 2028. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.